Hello friends, and happy belated New Year. Since a new year has begun, I've decided, why not? I'm going to join the ranks of everyone else who does a top 10 list. This top 10 list though, it's all about my acquisitions from 2017. That does not mean things that have been released in 2017. It's specifically just stuff that I myself have acquired. So some of the stuff that's in this list is definitely not going to be from this year or this past year, let alone in some cases this past decade probably. So before I kick things off, I do want to clarify, this is my personal top 10 list. That means that everything I say on here, that is exactly perfect, and that is right, and that is Bible truth, and nobody can argue against it. Obviously, I'm kidding. It's just, it's a top 10 list. It's a personal top 10 list. Nobody should have to explain the fact that it is opinion. So I am going to kick things off with my honorable mentions. Now, again, I just want to clarify, there are some things that I've gotten this year, 2018, that I would have put on this list, but I didn't actually get them in my hands until after 2017 was already over. So because they didn't fall within that year, I can't add them to the list. I wish I could, but it's just figures that I've personally gotten a hold of in 2017. So kicking off the honorable mentions, which, remember, the honorable mentions are not in any particular order. There are 5 of them, but they're not in any specific order. These are just the 5 that I wanted to add to the list and couldn't because I could only do 10. So, starting off, we have The Last Night Nitro. This guy is finicky to transform, but once you get it down, it's actually really, it makes sense, and he's just very cool. I really like the look of this guy. I do actually have the oversized KO of him on pre-order, but that hasn't come in, so yeah, since I don't have that one, which I'm sure would have made the list in this guy's place, The Last Night Nitro, Nitro Zeus, however you want to call it. He's a cool guy. Honorable mention number 2 goes to Web Diver Golemon. Again, this is definitely not from 2017, but this guy is really cool. I just he's not super posable, but he is posable, and I love the whole symmetrical combination thing on this guy. He pulls it off really well, and he's got a really, really cool look to him. And he's a good size. So yeah, I mean, I don't really do anything with the IR nonsense that's still on this, but it's a very cool figure. Looks really great on a shelf. Third honorable mention goes to Unique Toys Peru Kill. This is a really, really cool movie masterpiece style lockdown, and really the only reason he's not in my top 10 list is because there are just so many other fantastic toys that I got my hands on this past year. I mean, that's the same story with everything in the honorable mentions category, but yeah, very cool figure, very neat, satisfying transformation, and it's practically magic how the robot and car just kind of turn themselves inside out when you go from mode to mode. It's a very cool guy. So after that, we have the Transformers Collectors Club Depth Charge. They're repaint of Terradive from, I believe, Hunt for the Decepticons. And this guy is very, very cool. I mean, it's a great mold all on its own, but just these colors work really, really well. And it is surprisingly evocative of the Beast Wars character. It's a fun mold any way you can get it, but I really, really like this color scheme. I think it works really well for it, and just the trident works perfectly for the character. And final honorable mention goes to the Glyos Goban. This is one of a handful of Glyos figures that I got my hands on in 2017. I finally decided to use a little bit of my holiday money and just bite the bullet and give it a try. And truth be told, I'm not really feeling the Glyos thing. I just don't think it's for me. The pieces are a little bit too small and kind of painful to swap around sometimes, but I really like the Goban. These guys are just fantastic. Like the look, the durability, I mean, that's for all the Glyos stuff is great, but I love the look on these guys. But while the other Glyos figures I'm kind of lukewarm to, I really love these guys. They're these cute little robots that can be more sort of dumpy and helpful or angry looking, and I love the little personality of these things, and they're really easy and fun to switch around. So yeah, Kaleidoscope on, good stuff. Okay, now we are into the top 10 list proper. So, once again, to reiterate, just my personal top 10, blah blah blah. Only stuff that I've acquired in 2017 counts. Whether or not it was released in 2017 doesn't matter. This is just my personal picks for the best toys I've gotten my hands on in 2017. So, number 10 is actually a pretty recent release in terms of just all of this, and that is Power of the Primes Slash. This little Legends figure, she's simple, but I really like her. She's a really just fun figure. The Dino mode looks good, the robot mode looks good. I haven't had the chance to do a proper video on any of the Power of the Primes figures yet because I'm basically waiting till I get all the Dinobots to do one big thing for all of them because of the combine mode, but Slash is very solid for such a little toy. The only issue I have with her really is the fact that these little arms on the back don't tuck in better. And the fact that she doesn't really have an official integration into the combine mode. I think it really would have been nice if you could use her in combine mode in a manner that was intentional, as opposed to trying to, fan mode her on there in awkward positions. That's a little bit eh. But yeah, no, really solid figure, very nice looking, and she's just simple enough that she does exactly what she needs to do at this size class. I really, really like this surprisingly simple little figure. My number 9 is a figure that I'd had my sights set on for a decent amount of time and was finally able to get my hands on, I think, partway through last year. That is Toy World Assault. And this is a really, really cool third-party rendition of the Seeker mold. I mean, this is the only Seeker, only masterpiece-ish Seeker mold that I've ever had, but based on what I've seen from videos from other people and just hearing reports and stuff, this is a pretty darn good rendition of that mold. There are some liberties taken, but for me, what I really prefer is just the way they did the proportions and just the small design changes that they did with the style. And of the 3 Toy World Seekers that were available, Assault was my preferred choice because I really liked this deep kind of burgundy-ish color scheme and just the silhouette with these wings on the back. I know that's not official, it's not technically accurate to the character or the original toy, but I still think that just looks really cool. So yeah, Toy World Assault, my first masterpiece-ish Seeker mold, and I love him dearly. Okay, on to number 8. And this one is sort of it's not a specific figure so much as most of a figure toy line. And it's also kind of big. So, number 8 is pretty much all of the Zyuohger toy line, save Dodekaio. I really, really just, these things are so much fun to play with, and they're sturdy and they're cool, and I love the ridiculous look of these things. They're very simple, very fun to mess with, and just the different animal modes are fun, the way that you stack the cubes up to make the individual robots is fun, and I really, really like Wild Tosai King. It's a really fun, not ultimate combination, but one step shy of ultimate combination as I understand it, and this just is very cool. And yeah, I love the variability with this. The fact that you've got essentially 3 different robots that can combine into a bunch of different things, and then this, and the fact that you've got the accessory weapon animals, and it all just incorporates everything into this combine mode, which also is why I wasn't super enthusiastic about Dodekaio, because I hate having parts left over like that. But yeah, this is a very cool line. Right, so on to number 7. This is another one that did not come out in 2017, but quite a few years prior. But again, got my hands on it in 2017, and it is everything I hoped it would be. Possibly a little more. And that is Cybertron Primus. This guy is very cool. It helps that I managed to come up with a way to transform him that doesn't require the Planet Key or the Omega Lock, because that stuff costs money and it's hard to track down, and or at least when I first got him, it was hard to track down. I haven't really checked lately, but yeah. In case you missed that, also, if you got this guy, you ever lose the Omega Lock or any Planet Keys, just use a USB thumb drive. It actually does the trick. Anyway, this guy. Love this guy. Just transforming him is fun, even with the mechanical bits, especially because I don't have to like jam a finger in there to try and get everything to work. And he looks imposing and almost regal, just especially because of the face sculpt, and he's so neat. It's Cybertron that turns into essentially the robot god that made the Transformers. That is just freaking awesome. And I am very glad I managed to get my hands on this guy, and I'm extremely glad I managed to get my hands on him for a good price. So yeah, Cybertron Primus, very, very cool. Making our way on to number 6. Not quite done with the big stuff, although this isn't quite as big as the previous 2 entries. That is the Astro Delta Megazord. This is the combination between Delta Megazord and the Astro Megazord, and my love of this one and its placement on the list is a combination of how much I just love the old sci-fi toy aesthetic, especially of the Astro Megazord and the combined Astro Delta Megazord, but also the fact that this was a labor of love. This was something that I built piece by piece. When I first got it, the Astro Megazord was not complete, the head was damaged, was missing all the accessories, and just little by little I was able to acquire the parts that I needed, and now I've got this, the complete affair, working electronics, all that good stuff. And yeah, just it took some doing, but being able to cobble this together was satisfying on its own. But again, that may have affected where I placed it on the list, but I still think this would have been on the list regardless, because this is a very, very neat, very classic-looking toy. Now for number 5, moving back into territory of vaguely newish stuff, at least stuff that came out in 2017, and stuff that's not huge, that is Power of the Primes Swoop. Now, Swoop does have his flaws, specifically in terms of like combined mode stuff, which I will get into in a later date, but as just a standalone figure, he's actually really cool. He pulls off the Pteranodon mode very nicely, his robot mode looks great, and he's just a lot of fun. I really, really like this guy. I kind of wish that Slug was as appealing to me as Swoop. Slug is kind of a disappointment, but I mean, mainly getting him to be a limb anyway. But yeah, Swoop, very good, I think, even on his own. He's just a fun deluxe modern update on the G1 Dinobot, one that has not gotten any, well, not all the Dinobots except Grimlock haven't really gotten any love from Hasbro or Takara for a while, but it's just really nice to see that they put as much into this as they did. I mean, he's got joints that are dedicated just to combined mode transformations. That impresses me quite a bit, actually. They definitely put a lot of thought into this guy, and it shows, and he is wonderful, and I love him. Now, on to number 4, and this is kind of a weird placement, but it's just, I really like this figure. I didn't want to keep it off the list, and yeah, it's not official or even a third party, but I had to, and that is Legendary Toys Wasp. Their knockoff movie masterpiece Bumblebee. And this figure is freaking great. I mean, I know by extension that means movie masterpiece Bumblebee is great, but like, Wasp appeals to me more. Like, some of the things that they've done with this are just like certain things have been tweaked, certain tolerances have been adjusted, and it works a lot better than from what I've seen with the official masterpiece. And the colors on this guy are just better. I mean, I feel bad. I said in the video for this guy, I feel kind of bad going with the knockoff over the official one, but like, you get more paint with this guy. They actually painted a lot of the fine details on him. The silver bits are, instead of like a dark grayish plastic. A lot of them are actually painted. They did a really, really good job with this, and if the official product was this good, I would have gotten that instead, but no, just what I've seen, it does not hold a candle to Legendary Toys Wasp. So we're down to the top 3. Now, I just want to say again, it's just my top 10, so just don't be too harsh. But my number 3 is also, again, a fairly recent release in 2017, towards the tail end of 2017, and it probably isn't a huge surprise to everyone because video went up for this one pretty recently, and I was talking about how it's my favorite in the line. So yeah, number 3, Legends Double Cross, the Takara version of Titan's Return Twinferno. This would have been Twinferno, except I now have Double Cross, and I mean, as I've said multiple times, even in the past video for this guy, Twinferno is my favorite figure from the Titan's Return line, so give me him with an even nicer paint scheme and just really nice colors, and that's all it takes to make me happy. So yeah, just Legends Double Cross is fantastic, and I don't regret the upgrade at all. It cost more money, took some patience, but really is worth it for me. I can't complain. He's just very cool. Alright, we're almost done. So, moving on to number 2. Number 2 is one that is not released in 2017. This is the last of the figures in the list that is not from 2017. But yeah, this one came out a fair bit ago. But as with everything on this list, it was a recent acquisition for me. And if you've seen any of the videos I've done in this past year, especially the ones that I've done in the past couple of months, you probably have an idea of what number 2 is, and that is Cybertron Optimus Prime. I'll be getting to this later. But yeah, Cybertron Prime is just a glorious toy. It's just, there's so much that I could say about this, but I'd just be rehashing what I've already said in the video for him. It's just, it sounds cliche, but they don't make them like this anymore. It's just, the quality is there, the engineering, it's simple engineering, but it's really clever, and the fact that he combines with so many other figures in so many different ways and gives you so many options is just astounding. Case in point, he's got the big lion claw arm and jetpack, and yes, I do have Wing Saber, but he's too big to fit on the shelf if I've got Wing Saber on top of everything else. So for now, he's in this mode, but yeah, he's a fantastic figure, and it took me forever to get around to getting my hands on him, and I'm so glad I finally did, because this is a thing of beauty in many ways, just form-wise, functionally, play-wise. I very, very much love this thing, and I am so glad I finally got my hands on him. Alright, so here we go. Number 1, my favorite acquisition from 2017. And again, these numbers, placements, some of the figures on the list would have been different if I had gotten certain things before the end of 2017. But unfortunately, some of them came in too late for that. That's why, I don't know if you can see it on the shelf behind me or not, but I've got the Giant Saber Space Deleter trio of mechs back there, and they are just fantastic, and you can pretty much bet they're going to be in a 2018 video if I do one next year. But yeah, I wish I could put them on the list, but I didn't get them in 2017. So anyway, moving on. Number 1, no more stalling, no more going back and talking about all the other figures. Number 1 acquisition for 2017. Wei Zhang's Mega Master. As I said in the video, I really, really like this guy. He's very well made, at least the one I have is. I'm sorry, that it seems like there have been some QC issues with a few people, but yeah, very well made, very nicely designed. Some very clever stuff went into his engineering. I love the little laser beak. That's just icing on the cake, but like, he's a very, very cool figure, and stylistically, he is my personal preferred Megatron for a Masterpiece. He's just such a clean robot mode, clean gun mode. The transformation I actually enjoy doing. Like, it's not easy, but it makes a lot of sense and it's satisfying to do. So I'll actually transform him back and forth just because I want to. Like, even when it's not video related, I'll just take him off a shelf every now and then and just transform him into his alt mode and then transform him back because he's fun. He's actually fun. It's a Masterpiece Megatron that is fun. There's still that problem of him being kind of stupid big, but I kind of have learned to look past that. It's just, yeah, he doesn't fit on my Masterpiece shelf. Oh well. I've never been one to care that much about scale, but it's just the physical height of him is a bit much in some cases. But yeah, no, he is just fantastic. And I urge anyone who's interested to look into him, at least give him a fair shot. Give it a serious think, because he costs like $100 less than the official Masterpiece Megatron, and he comes with a lot of great accessories, which are not necessary really for me. This is all I need, but still, I don't feel like I wasted money with all those other accessories because it's a pretty good price, and he's just beastly in terms of size. It's like the size of a freaking baby. He is fantastic, and he is my #1 acquisition from 2017. So that is it. That has been my look at my top 10 plus 5 favorite acquisitions from 2017. And I wish I could have put more figures on there because there were so many great things that I got my hands on this year, but I had to draw the line somewhere, so I drew the line at 10. And yeah, I know, it's a little trite to jump on the bandwagon with the whole top 10 at the end of the year list thing, but I mean, I don't know. It's a little bandwagon-y, but it was fun to do. It was challenging to come up with a list of figures, just to narrow it down, to cut things out, and figure out exactly what would be my preferred ultimate 10 acquisitions from the year. One of the reasons why it's not top 10 releases from 2017 is because I don't think I bought 10 new releases in 2017. But yeah, no, it's been fun, right? Y'all got a kick out of it, I hope. And if you are so inclined, let me know down below, chime in the comments, tell me what would your top 10 acquisitions from 2017 be, whether it's new releases or just anything you've gotten your hands on, like stuff that's old that you've been wanting to play around with for a while, or stuff that was in your collection previously that you got back. I'm curious to know what were some of your favorite toys from the year. And just for fun, you don't have to give me 10, but like, what are some of the toys that are coming out in 2018 that you're looking forward to? I know for me, there's the Make Toys, Make Toys Thunder Menace with the Divine Suit upgrades. Like, I've had that on pre-order. It's not coming out till next month, so can't really do much. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I've got a couple of pre-orders from TF Direct, like that oversized knockoff Nitro Zeus that I'm really looking forward to. I've also got the Movie Masterpiece, the Legendary Toys knockoff version of Movie Masterpiece Optimus Prime. It's sort of, like Wasp, where it's same figure, a little bit cheaper, better paint, hopefully better QC. We'll see when I get it. But yeah, I've got stuff I am looking forward to. And also Fans Toys RC. I keep going back and forth on whether or not I want to pre-order her, because her alt mode looks a lot better than the other third-party rendition that we got recently, but her robot mode is a little bit, there's a lot of visible joints that I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll see. Oh, and Movie Masterpiece Barricade. I am interested in getting my hands on him. Not so much Movie Masterpiece Ironhide. I wish I was interested in getting him, but just his design just looks off to me. But anyway, let me know what you're looking forward to if you are so inclined. And thank you everybody for watching. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three would make me a happy Rob. And if all goes well, maybe we'll do this again next year. Transformers. I'm like completely blank on the guy's name as I pull it up, and I'm just like, as I'm thinking about it. Number 10 is actually a surprisingly very recent release. It's Power of the Plot. Anyone who's watched my videos for this year